we are witnessing greatness as multiple Minnesota Wild staff members and players have won gold at the Olympics, with multiple Minnesota Wild players being the reason as to where this game ended up and how this team was capable of winning gold. Plus, Bill Guerin now having his eyes set on one player after getting the golden goal for Team USA. We're going to be breaking it all down, going over how this is going to have a serious impact on this trade deadline, which is only a couple of weeks away on March 6th, as well as what Bill Guerin's mindset has to be going out of these Olympics. We're going to be breaking it all down here in this video. Before we do jump into it, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, be sure to hit the sub button. Join me here on the channel. The Olympics have officially come to an end with the closing ceremonies later this evening. But now, the Minnesota Wild have to get back to our regularly scheduled programming with multiple gold medal winners going out here. We're going to be covering it all, but we're also on the road to 4K. We're currently sitting up 3,357 subscribers. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that sub button if you want to stay up to date with all of your Minnesota Wild news. Also, drop some dubs in the comments for this US win. As you guys probably know, I'm Canadian, so it does hurt a little bit, but obviously seeing a lot of these Wild players win it is a massive, massive kind of sigh of relief, I guess I can say, for me. And I mean, in this game, it was a doozy. It was a doozy. Conor Hellebuyck, first of all, I want to say this. Shout out to him for keeping Team USA in this. One of the best, if not the best, goaltending performance I've ever seen. And in such a crazy situation as well, a gold medal game for Team USA, who have not won it in multiple decades. This really summed up what this team needed. Jack Hughes getting the game-winning goal, future Minnesota Wild, hopefully, and also, Matt Boldy getting that first goal, splitting between Cale Makar, Devon Toews. Hopefully we see that on Thursday when the Wild face the Avalanche. This is a huge moment for these Wild players, really going forward as well, and what they needed. But Canada in this game, 42 shots, 1 goal. Crosby was out, but you still saw a lot of opportunities they had to score. Puck luck was certainly in the U.S.'s way. But at the end of the day, I mean, U.S. got the 2 goals. That's what they needed to win. But it was, once again, a storybook game between these two countries, as it always has been and always will continue to be. But the big thing here for this one, of course, Conor Hellebuyck, first of all, with this incredible save. Game would have gone a completely different direction had this gone in. But the Minnesota Wild players are where things really kind of take an impact here. Taking a look at Bill Guerin, who we know a lot of people were scrutinizing him for the selection of this team, but Michael Russo tweeting this out a few moments ago, considering the United States went 18 for 18 on the kill in the tournament, 3 for 3 tonight, including 133 on a 5-on-3. I think Bill Guerin and the staff proved they knew what they were doing, and this would also be a very big kind of heads up to people who are also doubting him with the Minnesota Wild, because he made this team out of a full selection, knowing what he could choose, what he was doing. People criticized him, but he believed in what he was doing. And I think the way that he's emphasized the patience for this trade deadline has really kind of been proven, at least, that that is the right thing and that we do need to trust him on his plan of attack, his process, and everything that does come out of this. But still, there's a lot of time before the deadline. We know that now he's got an idea of some players that he may like, seeing them live. So that's a big bonus for him. And I mean, going into this tournament, really a lot of pressure was on him, but this reaction really summed it up here, that Bill Guerin knew what he was doing, and he's excited to kind of continue to build this Wild team with now Quinn Hughes on it. And speaking of Quinn Hughes, he was selected as an all-star for these Olympics, him alongside Cale Makar on the defense, something I think we've all really thought about before the tournament. Connor McDavid, Macklin Celebrini, Juraj Slafkovsky, and Conor Hellebuyck on the other sides of the puck, the goalie and forwards. But Quinn Hughes in this game, the Hughes brothers were a massive factor. Of course, the golden goal. I think everybody realized that this is a huge step for Jack Hughes in his career and what's to come from him. A lot of people also doubted him on this lineup. Point per game this year, quite a few injuries, not great on the faceoffs, but really that's all kind of in hindsight right now with how good he played in this tournament, how capable he was of playing with just about anybody in this tournament. And summing it all up between the two brothers, Jack and Quinn Hughes combined for 15 points in 6 games over these Olympics. is genuinely crazy to look at this as an option. I feel like right now, the fact that Bill Guerin, GM of Team USA, picking Quinn Hughes and Jack Hughes, getting first-hand views on and already being linked prior and during, and even more now, I would say, to Jack Hughes throughout this trade deadline, only increased kind of the conversation surrounding this. Because obviously, you're seeing the Devils now, their Twitter, their, staff, all saying, hey, congratulations, Jack, but they only put out a few days ago, and we cannot forget this, that they are looking to make a serious trade. They may have an option to do that with Jack Hughes, whose value right now may be higher than ever. And we also cannot forget this image that the New Jersey account tweeted out, editing out Quinn Hughes. There's no way Jack liked this. Obviously, if this does not go from Tom Fitzgerald down, this could have been anybody to do this, whether it be, the Twitter admin, whoever it was. Not a great look, though. And I feel like this kind of thing certainly is setting off the wrong foot if they want to keep Jack Hughes in this lineup. But at this point right now, it really does feel like Bill Guerin is untouchable. He's been speaking about it this entire tournament, what he believes in, what the next steps are, why he made these decisions, and even over this tournament, he's still talked about the Minnesota Wild in that same fashion. I feel like at this point right now, it's all coming down to what is going to be added to this lineup. And like I said, having all the reports surrounding Jack Hughes, surrounding the Devils, when the Devils tweeted out a congratulations to Jack Hughes, all of the responses over the last, 30 minutes since that game ended were, do not trade him. Do not trade him to the Minnesota Wild. And that really puts out there that many people think that this is a serious possibility, and I think now more than ever, seeing Bill Guerin make this, seeing the two brothers, as you saw in the intro video and the thumbnail, act the way they are and, embracing each other the way they are post-game, obviously, it's your brother. You're going to do that. But it seems like something about this could really end up happening in a Minnesota Wild jersey. And I don't want to get ahead of myself because I don't want to be disappointed if it doesn't happen. But this is something that we're going to be covering here on the channel over the coming weeks as we get closer and closer to the NHL trade deadline. And especially in 2 days' time, the Colorado Avalanche are going to be in Minnesota. We're going to be in Colorado for this game. Something that we really need to see is a big win coming out of this one as well. Continue the win against Cale Makar and Nathan MacKinnon. Get a big win here and ultimately hope we can get past the Avalanche in the standings. That is the biggest feat now, and I think that it's a very good opportunity to see where this team stands out of the deadline, with Bill Guerin certainly going to be keeping a close eye. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you thought about this game here in the comments below, but also drop some dubs for Team USA. Ultimately, let me know your thoughts on the game as well. If you haven't already, you're at this point in the video, be sure to hit the sub button. I can't explain how much content we have coming over the next coming days and weeks, with multiple videos every single day coming out with this deadline stuff. Any report, put it in the comments below that you want to see. We'll make a video on it, all stuff right here. But like I said, it is all I have. If you hit the sub button, I very much appreciate it. And you're at this point in the video and you haven't already, be sure to do so. But that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.